Congratulations to Lee Pitts Live, recipient of the NAACP Image Award.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Welcome to another edition of Lee Pitts Live as we close out this year. It's January the 25th, and I hope I don't look any worse for the Ware. Hope you had a happy new year and the holiday season. We've been out of the studio for a long period of time. You say studio, well, where are you right now, Lee? We're at First Assembly Cornerstone Ministry on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard in Fort Myers, in the heart of Dunbar, one of the greatest communities in all of Southwest Florida. And we're delighted to be hosted here by Pastor Gerri Ford. We have a fabulous show in store for you today. We'll get a chance to talk to a leader in the community. Gerri Ware is here in the studio, the president of the Black Democratic Caucus of Lee County. We'll get a chance to talk to Martin Byrd and Shavon Chester with the Lee County Black History Society. You'll find out all that's going on around here in terms of Black History Month. And we'll get a chance to talk to Akita from Collier County's NAACP branch. Akita's last name is Canon. All that's happening on Lee Pitts Live is happening right now. Where in the world is Lee Pitts Live? We'll be right back.
I'm Yvonne Roberts from Sierra Leone, West Africa, and I am a resident of Southwest Florida. At Unique Hand-Carved African Art and More, we pride ourselves at providing authentic African art and jewelry at reasonable prices. We carry a wide variety of art that will satisfy your African decorating needs and makes the perfect gifts. Our jewelry also makes striking accessories. You can shop on our website or call me. It's that simple.
Southwest Florida has spoken. Shell's Special Touch Catering is one of the best. So for all your professional catering needs, call Chef Michelle's for a quote at 239-336-4653. That's 239-336-4653.
This portion of Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by Bruno and Prado. For marital and family law, personal injury, workers' compensation, or Social Security disability, call us or visit our website. And by the Children's Network of Southwest Florida, building strong links for children in need. And by Hope PACE, a program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, providing coordinated medical and dental care, transportation, meals, and social opportunities.
We have a fabulous show in store for you today. We're going to find out what's going on in the community during Black History Month. Let's meet these dynamic leaders, Martin and Shavon of the Lee County Black History Society. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Okay, every time I see you, you're in leadership positions. Shavon, I know you've been toiling away with the Black History Society for at least 8 years now. Has it been that long?
Quite some time.
Okay. What inspires you? Why do you want to be a part of what the Black History Society does in Lee County?
I feel like it is so important to our community and to us as a people to uplift one another and be very actively involved. Like you always say, Mr. Pitts, those who say it can't be done are often interrupted by those who are doing. And I feel like it's so important for us to stand up and try and make a difference where we can.
Martin, the whole idea of preserving Black history and the museum that's over there, there's a magnificent museum that you go in, you see all of these outstanding people who've done wonderful things in Lee County, and that history being preserved. What does that do for the future generation to be able to come and see that?
We have a sign actually once you enter the museum, it says the half of knowledge is nowhere to find it. So if you don't know where to find it, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know the expectations of you, you don't know that I can be a lawyer, you don't know I can be a doctor. When you see all the trailblazers in Lee County.
Or a TV talk show.
Yes,
of course. People always say lawyers, I'm just being flippant. Barber, you can you can do a lot of things in life. Okay, I'm expanding that. Yeah. And banker, I remember because my career was in banking for many years. I've been in banking, and people would never say a banker. I'm like, hey, we do stuff too. Okay, so that's magnificent. We have already experienced the Hall of Fame event, which was great over at Pastor Stockton's church, Allen Stockton. What's the name of that church? Anybody recall? New Image. I want to give you a plug, Pastor Stockton. And that was a magnificent event where you honor some people, and Lee Pitts Live was a part of being honored in that event. So thank y'all for bestowing me with some graces. Okay. Now we have coming up is the Legends Gala, and you're always excited about that, Shavon. Tell us the basics of what it is, when, what, and how people can get tickets. We got the phone number on the screen.
Absolutely. The Legends Gala will be held on February 21st at the Kerry Robinson Center, and we are so excited to have this opportunity to acknowledge people in our community who really were pioneers a long, long time ago. And any opportunity that we have to acknowledge them, their families, we want to make sure that we do that.
That's great. Now, last year you acknowledged some pillars, female, Dr. Ann Knight, Veronica Shoemaker, longtime politicians, and as well as a longtime educator, Melvin Morgan, and also she was a politician as well, and she has a building, the tax collector building named after her, plugging in Melvin Morgan. That's the kind of stuff you get on Leap This Live. Won't get it anywhere else. This year, the thing that you want to get across to people about this particular gala, Martin, who is it a secret who's going to be on it? Can we let people know now so they can be motivated to get their ticket?
Well, we're taking a different path this year. Last year we did, as you just said, the 3 ladies. This year we're looking at desegregation in Lee County.
Desegregation, go ahead.
Yeah, so we're going to honor 3 of the groups that were involved in it. The students that, of course, had to go to this integration of the schools, the teachers that was forced to move around as well, and the civil rights leaders who pushed it and was able to get it done in Lee County.
Okay, can you drop any names for me?
That part you're going to have to show up and see.
Oh, okay. Now, when you say the word gala, looks like I need to break out the tux, or if I don't have a tux, I can still come dressed to impress, right?
Evening attire is appreciated, but come as you are.
Let's go back and tell me what was the response to last year's gala. I think that was the first time you had done it.
Mm-hmm.
What was the response from the community?
Phenomenal, and we were so encouraged by that we kind of wanted to go bigger this year and take on, like Mr. Byrd said, an entire time in our history. And we're so lucky to have some amazing partnerships with FGCU and the Housing Authority, and we're really excited.
If I'm not mistaken, Leap His Live is one of the media sponsors for this event.
I am so excited about that.
Give us a plug.
So excited.
Okay, now let's go to what's going to take place, Martin, at the gala. What's going to happen? I know it's going to be some food, but talk about it.
There's going to be plenty of food for everyone to eat. The tickets are actually $40. It's going to be at the Dr. Kerry Robinson Center. You're going to arrive there. We're going to bring up each honorees, a representative from each group, and they're going to speak. We're going to present them with an item, a token, as well as we'll have a film we'll put together for the event as well.
Okay. Now, what is the Lee County Black History Society?
The Lee County Black History Society is a group of individuals within Lee County and the surrounding areas we partner with, and our mission is to preserve the history in the area, commemorate the different things and different individuals, such as we're doing with the Legends Gala, and to educate the community through our museum, through our events that we do throughout the year.
And as I mentioned to you guys earlier, I'm going to try to make it my business sometime this year, 2015, to actually come out to the museum and take some Leap This Live shows and get some more exposure there. Now, you mentioned a museum. Describe the museum for us, Shavon.
The Williams Academy is a historic building that actually sits on the property of Clemente Park. And it is a beautifully preserved building that has actual artifacts from various time periods in history. We are blessed to be the charges and the kind of keepers of the Williams Academy. And for anybody who hasn't stopped by, we strongly encourage it. We have a fantastic intern, Betty Adams. She's there Tuesday through Friday, and she's willing to give tours. And we have some actual Lee Pitts artifacts there. So
I made it in life, people. I'm in the museum. Great, we appreciate that. Now, you encourage school tours and those types of things. Elaborate on that. Go ahead, Mark.
Of course, as she just said, we have Betty Adams there, who's there from 12 to 4, and there's usually someone there on Saturday as well, if you and your family would like to come. Schools, organizations, anybody that is looking to know more information about the history in this community, national history, we welcome you. We have a great program in there. We have plenty of information that a lot of people growing up here didn't know.
Right, because every time I go in there, I'm fascinated. It's hard for me to get out of there. I'm just looking at all this history, and it's upbeat, and you got the young history, the old history, and different people. How can one become a member of the Lee County Black History Society?
Well, simply check out our website. We have 2 levels of membership, a torchbearer and an oracle, and we are up to 82 members, Mr. Pitts. So we really want to get over 100 this year. And when you buy a $40 ticket to the gala, it comes with a Lee County Black History membership.
Bam! So I'm automatically back in there because I've been in and out. So when I get my ticket, I'm back in. The website is on the screen. The phone number is on the screen. I personally want to commend both of you for the work that you're doing in the community. I'm proud of you. You're role models. So keep up the good work and keep documenting that history. We're proud of you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Welcome back, Southwest Florida. We're so thrilled that you stayed with us here this Sunday morning. We're just delighted to have the Collier County NAACP in the house. I got a chance to go down there last year to their Freedom Fund banquet, which was a Mardi Gras theme, and it was an excellent event. And Lee Pitts Live is hoping to be there again this year, as we are one of the media sponsors of the event. The theme this year, the Roaring 20s. If you don't know what the Roaring 20s looks like, take a look here at Akita, Canon. She's the executive director of the Collier County NAACP, and she's also the chairman of the upcoming Freedom Fund banquet. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's see if we can get you to turn that cup in.
Okay.
I must say that you are a trooper. I mean, you a little bit under the weather, but you came out to represent NAACP. Is that near and dear to you?
Yes, it is, very much so.
Why is
Thank you
that?
very much, and I appreciate it. Well, because, it's one of the organizations that I can actually put my efforts that will actually help the community and help Black people, so that's important to me.
Excellent. Of course, last year, the Mardi Gras theme went over very well. People came out dressed Mardi Gras. The music, they had the band that come through the lobby. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
You guys are taking over here.
That's right.
At the Hilton.
At the Hilton.
Okay, so let's talk about what you're wearing first in terms of the theme. Making it interesting, too, by having a theme.
Yeah, it does make it very interesting. Our theme is the Roaring 20s, so I'm kind of dressed like a flapper girl.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of different styles that happened in the Roaring 20s, but this just represents one of the styles as a flapper girl.
So people can be creative when they come out.
Very
And if they don't want to dress Roaring 20s, that's fine, too. Show up, make a
come
contribution.
as you are, that's for sure.
Okay. Now, how can people, we got your contact information on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
but they can be sponsors, they can get ads in your souvenir journals, you got to be an auction. Talk about some of those things.
Yes, they can actually register online to come to the banquet, and that's the most important thing at this time now. Most of our advertising and sponsorships have already taken place.
Okay.
But we also have an auction, which is very important to us. This is the very important part of the fundraiser because this auction is what support our funds for our youth programs.
Mm-hmm. And last year I was a media sponsor, and this year I'm a media sponsor, Lee Pitts Live, and I bid in the auction. I don't know if you don't keep up with who won, but I got a hotel stay. I think it was 2 days at a Holiday Inn, and man, I really enjoyed that.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Do you know some of the items that are going to be in the auction this year? Just a couple of them?
We have some of the most great and exciting all-inclusive trips. So you could take a trip from Greece to even to Las Vegas. We're also, this year, is our first year for our online bidding, which is very exciting. And not only can you get trips, but you get signed collectibles. You maybe can even sign up to attend an award show. Mm-hmm. And so you could bid for that. So that's one of the most exciting things this year is our online bidding.
Okay, now everybody's out there saying, oh, okay, y'all talking all that. When is the event, Lee? Okay, the event is going to be on February the 7th, 2015. That's on a Saturday evening. Reception is going to start at 5:30. The actual dinner is going to start at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be at the Hilton Naples. And it seems like the Hilton Naples has really developed a great partnership with you guys. Go ahead and plug them.
Yes, they have. The Hilton Naples have been a great partner with us in terms of our fundraiser, the Freedom Fund Banquet. And each year they really work well with us and provide us a lot of high quality service. And because we pay special attention to our fundraiser and we want to give our supporters our best, we also offer one of the best dining experience. So you have no rubber chicken, you have a real good meal and great entertainment during our fundraisers.
Yeah, I think one of the great things is, in this particular case, the tickets are only $125. People can still buy a table too and those kind of things.
Yes, they could buy a table for $1,250 or individual tickets for $125.
And all of it is tax deductible because you're a nonprofit.
Correct.
Okay, there you go, people. There's no excuse not to be there. Now, when I go to the Collier County NAACP banquets, and I go to a lot of these banquets over a long period of time, I've been to a lot of them. One of the things I notice about your banquet is really upbeat, and you have a really cross section of people that show up. all races, ages, income statuses. It seems like you make some kind of way to get even low-income people, kids, a table there so they can experience the pageantry. Talk about that.
That's true. We have a wide range of supporters, and we really appreciate that very much so. So our fundraiser is kind of representative of Collier County. And so because we work in the community, we want to make sure that the banquet reflects that work that has taken place in the community. So we have children as part of our AXO or our STEM summer camp program participate in the banquet. We have different other local organizations, communities that we collaborate with, like the Boys and Girls Club, participate in the banquet. So yeah, it's more of a community event for us, and we really appreciate that.
Excellent. I hope to be out there documenting it again this year. The Harold Weeks, I want to plug Harold, your president down there. He's really passionate about the AXO program. He's passionate about the STEM program. That gives me a lead-in question. I know he's passionate and the rest of the group is passionate. You guys were really successful this year in AXO and in the STEM program. Kind of brief, and your fundraisers help contribute to these. Go ahead and brief our public on some of those events that you're doing that's pushing the youth forward.
That's right, Lee. Through our direction of our President Harold Weeks, we had a strategic plan that we have been working over the past 3 years. And our AXO program, which stands an acronym that stands for AXO, Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics, is one of our oldest national youth programs in which high students compete locally and nationally in 29 areas in the category of science, humanities, performing arts, visual arts, and business. And not only do they compete locally, but they are mentored and coached how to present themselves publicly, how to speak and answer questions in the proper form. And they also begin to bond as a group and understand their relationship as they see other peers who are serious about their crafts and careers.
What are some other things that you have done or that you will be doing during Black History Month?
Well, we always have the MLK Parade, the Dr. Martin Luther King Parade in our downtown Naples, and that will be going on January the 19th. We also have the African American Read-In which we deal with the history of African American people in the United States through different forums like reading and poetry, and it's held at the Collier County Museum.
Okay. Talk about joining the NAACP, the oldest civil rights organization in the world. How does one go about joining, and are you always looking for members to get involved?
Yes, we're always looking for members, all cross-section of people. We need a lot of support from our community. We have you can go to our website and you can get a membership. We have several memberships that are very easy. You can get an annual membership, you can get a lifetime membership. Membership is very important to us because the more members we have, the more we can do for our youth and for our community. So we encourage people to join the NAACP.
And it's not that expensive.
It's not that expensive. The annual membership is $30 a year. And I would like to address one of our premier programs that we started in 2014, which was the STEM Summer Camp Program. And that was such a great success that we're expecting an overwhelming response and applications in 2015. And that was in conjunction with Florida Gulf Coast University.
Excellent, Florida Gulf Coast University. Mm-hmm. Well, Akita, I'm just so proud of all the things that you guys are doing in Collier County. Looking forward to being a part of that. And I'm proud to say that I'm a lifetime member of the NAACP card-carrying member. We come back, we'll talk to Gerri Ware about an interesting trip that you can be a part of right here on Lee Pitts Live. We'll be right back. I'm so happy to have Gerri Ware here, who's the president, let's bump Gerri, of the Democratic Black Caucus of Lee County. Gerri, when I first heard that you were the president, when you called me up and said, Lee, I'm president, I said, that's great. We're going to get some things done. Okay, now, first, before we get into the Holy Land experience, let everybody know you my godmom.
Yes, I am proudly. That's with pride.
That's right. Now, when Hodges was naming the building after me, the Hodges University Student Union Center, you were there. When I was looking out there at you, I knew my mom was way back in Birmingham, but I knew there was somebody there representing the black man. So how we got that extended family?
Yes.
And you were sitting out there just as proud.
Very much so. I wouldn't have gone a day without not having been there.
Yeah, that's what you told me, sir. Wouldn't miss it for the world. What is the Democratic Black Caucus of Lee County? I know, but talk to me as though somebody else doesn't know.
Well, you are a member.
That's right.
And it says Democratic Black Caucus. It requires one thing only, that you be a Democrat. You don't have to be black, okay? So we want to make sure of that. Because we have every ethnic group involved in Black Caucus because it is there to help in our political ventures in our community.
I'm glad you said that. Hold on, let me get a chance to say this. And Lee Pitts Live is not the black show. I know we have people here from all different races, but this is the first time I ever said it on TV. This is not the black show. It's just a show for the community. Go ahead, Gerri.
Yes. And so as I was about to say, Lee is a member of the Black Caucus, and what you have to do, and I'll say this gladly, issues that relate to us in the community, you must be at the table, because if you're not at the table, you will be on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have to be politically involved in what's going on. Like, for instance, right now, Black Caucus is involved with the overlay for the Dunbar community for the redevelopment of this area. We are involved in voting. We are involved in anything that involves making our community better. We're involved in bettering schools.
I know the other day I tried to reach out to you. You said, "Hey Lee, I'm at a school board meeting."
That's correct.
You don't miss any of those meetings. Are you trying not to?
I try very hard not to miss any city council meetings nor school board meetings.
When you go to those meetings, what are you trying to do? What's your goal?
My goal is to make things better here in my community. With those schools that I went to the school board about, they were with the failing schools, and James Stevens and Franklin Park is among those schools. So I'm very, very much concerned about our youth, because without knowledge, we will perish. So our children can only grow, and our community can only grow, if we enhance their learning abilities, and we have to get them out of failing schools.
Now, I haven't been in studio since the city council, what's her name? She stepped down. Christine stepped down, and LaVon Sims has been appointed.
Yes.
What ward is that? That ward?
That's Ward 3.
Ward 3. And then it's going to have to be an election to...
On March 31st, there will be an election for only Ward 3 now. If you live in Wards 1, 2, don't show up because you can't vote. Only those residing in Ward 3 will be allowed to select the person to run that remaining term.
Now, are you disappointed in the turnout, the Democratic turnout at election time?
Very much so, Lee. That's why one of the events that we plan and fundraise for is to try to do everything in our power to get our people to get involved in being not only registered to vote, but to vote.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough just to get the card. You've got to show up, like I said.
And a lot of people come out for like big events like the president or something like that, but they need to come out during the midterms and all of these local elections.
It's very important that they show up on March 31st to replace Christine Matthews. It's very important that you play a role in selecting that person who's going to represent you.
Now, at the time that we're taping this interview, do you have any idea who else may be? I know LaVon has already said.
I know LaVon is applying. I believe Mrs. Barnes is applying.
Mildred
Barnes. I believe Ladovic Kimball is also applying. So far, those are the only three that I've heard that are applying.
Sound like some powerful candidates.
Yes.
Now let's go to, you talked about fundraising, which is the main reason you're here, but I got to get other stuff out of you when you're here. The Holy Land experience in Orlando. I passed it on the freeway numerous times. I heard great things about it. You're actually having a trip there to the Holy Land as a fundraiser. And let's talk about the cost and the logistics of the trip, what, when, and where.
Now, the actual event will take place on March 7th. The cost is $85, but that includes your ticket to the event and your transportation.
Outstanding. That's
so you can't beat that. We will depart from Friendship Missionary Baptist Church at 6 o'clock in the morning. We will return approximately 7 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be approximately a 3-hour trip up there, but we will have stops because there are some of us who have to have a little break in there.
Stretching, do some other little get these knees, biological things.
Got to get the kinks out the knees
right,
so we can keep on going. And once we arrive there, I have not been there before, but I've heard so much talk. And when I say to people, come on, go with us to the Holy Land, they say, are you going to Israel? I said, no. We're going to stop by way of Orlando.
Okay.
So we're going to make it a little brief. We won't go all the way to Israel. We'll only take you there through the attractions that you see. There are over 17 or about 20 attractions that they have there, and they also have about 10 points of interest. Let me share one of them with you, Lee. It's like, for instance, you may go and have the communion, where they really actually do the communion, you participate in the communion. You may go and see, like, for instance, the theater presentations where there are movie presentations about what occurred over 2,000 years ago. They also have what you call Jerusalem Street Market. They also have, like, the Face of Jesus statue. They have, I already mentioned the Holy Communion with Jesus, the Garden of Gethsemane, all of those things that are indicative of that period, a spiritual period.
Now, we have a phone number on the screen where people can call to get their tickets.
Yes.
And it's important that they get in touch with you guys early because they need to get the deposit down, right?
That's correct. That's correct. The deadline for that is February the 7th. And I do
That's
want...
that's for the deposit, and the trip is on March 7th.
That's
okay?
correct. Correct. The trip is March 7th, but the deadline for us to get our monies in...
Well, not deposit. You need the money. You need all the money.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. All of it.
Okay. We're not
All
taking no layaway and stuff,
No,
right?
no, we
All
don't.
right.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Again, you see the number on the screen. It's 239-334-6673. And that's the Holy Land Experience in Orlando. That's going to be a great event for a lot of people to go out and take advantage of. Thanks again for joining us here this week on Lee Pitts Live. And next week we have another fabulous show in store for you. So for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those who are doing it. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, Lee, for helping us.
Bam.